Hi, I'm Mike Stanzik and this is Digital Electronics Classroom, and we're working with number systems. In today's video we are going to convert a decimal number into a hexadecimal number. Now this process is similar to what we did when we converted a decimal into binary and a decimal into octal, so for some more background those would be good videos for you to watch. Let's get started. So we are going from a decimal to a hexadecimal number. Okay, great. And remember that the hexadecimal number is a base 16 number. And so we have 16 digits that we can use. And the problem is that when we get above 9, these numbers have 2 characters, and so we can't use them. And so these numbers we have to use a separate character for, and we use the alpha characters for those. So you'll see alpha characters instead of the numeric characters when we write the number, when there are any numbers that are above, or that are 10 or above. All right, so the process here is successive division. I wonder, does successive actually have 2 S's? I've been writing it that way, but I'm not sure now. That's okay. Sometimes I make mistakes every once in a while. So what we're going to do in this process is we're going to divide repeatedly by the base 16, okay, until the quotient is 0. And then the remainders in those divisions gives us the hex number. Okay, so that's what we're looking to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So with an example. So I'm going to use the number 757 base 10, and we'll start dividing. So 757 divided by 16. That's our first division. And what we get is 47.3125. Now we want to make a list of the remainders and keep track of the quotients. But this time we have a remainder that seems to be a decimal, so we have to convert that back into an integer. And the way we do that, so first we have 47 as our quotient, and the convert 0.325 into a remainder, we take that part, so we take away 47, giving us a 0.3125, and you don't have to do that step, you can just read the decimal part off, and then we multiply that by 16, because we divided by 16, so 0.325 of 16 gives us a decimal, or sorry, gives us an integer, and that integer is 5. So our first remainder is 5. All right, so we have 47 now. And so we have 47, we want to take that and divide it by 16. And then we do that, we get 2.9375. In the same process, we'll have 2 as our quotient. And then this 0.9375, we multiply by 16, and we get the number 15. Now 15 is one of those where we have to convert to a single character, and that single character is F. So remainder here is F. And now we have 2 divided by 16, and so, well, 2 is less than 16, so we get 0 as our quotient. Oh, look at that, looks like a little donut. Hungry. And so the remaining decimal here, well, it's some decimal, but if we multiply that decimal by 16 again, what you're just going to get is 2. So it's remainder 2. And so we have 2, F, and 5. And remember, we always read these backwards. And so the answer here is 2F5 base 16. That's how we do it. So you've just seen the method that we use called successive division to transform or convert a decimal number into a hexadecimal number. And that is one of the ways that we can do this. The other common way that this is done is by using a table of powers of 16, and I will show you that method now. Oops. Using a table. Sorry, it's not 2 to the n, it's 16 to the n. Oh, I hope I didn't make that mistake in some of my earlier videos. Okay, so 16 to the 0 is 1, 16 to the 1 is 16, and each time here we multiply by 16, and so we get 256 and then 4,096. And I did these before, I didn't do this in my head, although I could, but it would take a little time, so there you go. So if you didn't do it that fast, that's okay. All right, so we're starting with 757. And the question we ask then is, do we need this number, 16 to this power? Do we need this? Because this is representing a place in the hexadecimal number, right? So to make 757, do I need 4,096? And the answer is no, I do not. Do I need 256? Yes, because 256 is less than 757, so I need some number of 256 to make up the number 757. So this one is going to be there. Now the question is, how many do I need? And so to do that, I'm going to take 757 and divide by 256. And then what we're going to get is a number, 2, an integer. And then we're going to have some decimal. And I don't care about the decimal at this point because I only want integers to put into my final answer here. And so this is a little bit different, and so when we get our first number, that first number is going to go directly as the leftmost digit in our hex number. So 2 is going to be transferred up there. So this is an important piece right there. Now we got to find out, well, how much of 757 do we account for with those two 256s? So I can multiply it 2 times 256 and I get 512. So I accounted for 512 of 757. So how much more do I need to account for? And so we do that subtraction, we get 245. So I need 245 more. And this is a check. 245 is less than 256, so we didn't do our calculation incorrectly. We do no longer need 256 because 245 is less than that. Do I need 16s though? Yeah, I do need 16s to go into 245. So I have 245 divided by 16 now. And what I get here is 15 and some decimal portion. And I don't care about that, so I care about 15. 15 is going to be converted to F because we're dealing with hexadecimal. So 15 is represented by the single character F. And how much of the number is represented by that 15? Well, there's 15 16s here. Yeah. Keep on accidentally pressing that little button. And so 15 times 16 gives us 240. So we're going to account for 240 more. 512 here, 240 here. So we're going to take our 245 that we have left over, take away 240, and we have 5 left. So we take that 5 and divide it by 1, because we have 1s now left over. And this is sort of like a unnecessary step, because you can do this in your head pretty quickly. But we get the answer 5, and so 5, this is base 16. Here is our final conversion. And we can see that that matches what we got when we did successive division. So that is the method of using a table of the powers of 16 to determine what your conversion is from a decimal to a hexadecimal. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you find it valuable. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.